Enforcement agencies will join local advocacy groups in Middletown to address the latest example of a really disturbing trend. Even more hateful letters have been discovered in driveways. Those crimes were committed last week, and now communities across the state are pulling together to hopefully make changes. Eyewitness News reporter Marcy Jones joins us now live for a preview of what we can expect to see later today. Good morning, Marcy.
Good morning, Roger. Well, the content of those letters is so disturbing that we actually can't air them, but people that received them called them vile, homophobic, racist, and now lots of people that receive these letters and beyond are expected to show up at today's meeting looking for answers and action. According to police, about 100 Thompson residents woke up last week to profanity-laced 3-page letters left in bags in their driveways. The contents hateful and disturbing, some parts addressing specific residents by name, including some high school students. As the investigation continues today, Lieutenant Governor Susan Beiswitz, along with Connecticut State Police, members of hate crime advisory councils, and concerned residents will come together to discuss a plan of action. The meeting is expected to take place here at the Connecticut State Police headquarters in Middletown at 10:30 this morning. Of course, Channel 3 will be here for all of it, so stay with us for details on air, online, and on our Channel 3 app. Reporting live in Middletown, Marcy Jones, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.